This week it's time for some good old scratch building. No model kits required. I've enough trash bits to finally tackle my own take on Howl's moving castle. So you know what that means. Let's start scratching that build. Let's take a chewing gum container and chop off the lid. Now, fun fact, in Japan I do believe, their gum comes with paper inside, so you can throw away used gum by wrapping it in the paper. Genius! Once that's done, I'll use another container to start the makings of a neck. Or maybe a body, and the red container is the neck. I don't know, this is scratch building. This is how I work things out. What I do know is I need to rough up all these bits of plastic, and I don't mean taking them outside and hitting them with some oranges wrapped in a blanket. I think I've been watching too many mobster movies. Hot glue part A to part B and see what sticks. EVA foam is used to reinforce the dodgy gluing. Cutting down into strips, I'm just going to hot glue this stuff onto all the dodgy bits of glue that I've glued on already, just to cover the gaps. And time for the first bad pun of the video. Seamless. That EVA foam has covered all the dodgy gaps. Time to put a hat on this monstrosity that I'm making, and I'm going to use a lid from, I don't know, something. Does my bum look big in this? Well, I'm going to use this Play-Doh container just to cover that. Then, to make it more sort of duck-like, I'll cut down this bit from a spray bottle and stick it to the bum. With the leftover pieces, I'm just trying to see what sort of looks good for the bulking out of the back. I decided that the handle from an old water pistol looks good, so I'm just going to hot glue that and stick it into place. I also incorporate the bit that I chopped off the spray bottle lid to make it look like, well, I don't know, it looks like a snail at the moment, I guess. This is the leftovers from a toy that I'd broken down ages ago for something else, and always kept it because I knew it would come in handy. And wouldn't you know, it looks perfect for this build, so it's going to get stuck down. To cover the gaps from the holes in the body, I'm just going to use 1/2 of a bauble and cover that, which is perfect. To give the baubles a fighting chance of actually sticking onto the model, I'm going to stick them down onto EVA foam and chop around them, so then there's more of a surface to glue onto. And once the baubles are stuck into place, it's time to think about feet. Not in a kinky way. No build of mine is ever complete without borrowing something from the other half, and it's clothes pegs again. She's starting to suspect that there is a peg thief where we live, so I might have to buy replacements shortly. I'll worry about that tomorrow, but for now I'm just going to chop these down and make some feet. To go into those feet, I'm going to use some of these. These are fidget toys that just are so annoying. I'm not going to strip them down. I'm just going to use them as is because I've got 4 of them, with 4 legs basically. So it makes it easier for me to build. So I'm just going to get them into shape and then get some EVA foam on them. I'm just going to do a dry fit first just to see if my idea will work, and yes, I do believe it will work. I'll glue the legs into the feet first, and then using not so precise measurements, I'll just glue some EVA foam onto all the sides of the fidget toy. I did the rest off camera and stuck some beads onto them. Beads? Yeah, well, beads, you know what I mean. And that's what the legs look like. So there we go. Starting to look like something. To make the jaw, I'm going to use this dessert pot and chop it into half, just like this. So I've got the top and bottom of the jaw. Using more hot glue, I'll just get the lower jaw stuck into place, which will be quickly followed by the top jaw, and there is the mouth for my Howl's Moving Castle or Jabberwocky. I don't know, I kind of like both names really. There's a quick shot of the mouthpiece and it's starting to look like something now. I had gaps at the side of the mouth, so I'm just going to use some EVA foam. Don't worry, it'll all come together eventually when painted. Hopefully. One becomes two, not copyright Spice Girls. It's a drinks bottle lid that I'm just going to use as little detailing for the back legs. And for the front legs, this random bit of plastic toy that I'm just going to chop down and do the same to the front legs. And while I do that, I'm just going to throw some names on the screen of subscribers who have left funny, witty comments. Keep them coming. I reply to all, as you all know, and you know, it just helps the channel get noticed. So keep the comments coming. And if you haven't already, please continue to like and subscribe to the channel. Every little helps. I don't know why, but I wanted to put false nails on the front of the legs. Yeah, that gets rectified later on in the build. For now, I'm using some garden wire, again borrowed from the other half, and I'm just going to cover up all the bad seams around the legs. Like so. I decided it needs more detail, so I'm just going to chop this lid from a drinks bottle, just using the top of the bottle for the detail that I need. Then I decide I need more bulkage on the back of the build, so I'm going to chop that bottle down into half. I cut out the bottom of the bottle just to make it easier so I can stick on to the back of my build. The ringlets that I cut off the top of the bottle get stuck down first. I cut out a panel from the other bit of plastic bottle, and I'm just going to stick that down onto the front to make it look like some sort of panel and hide some of the seam. Then with copious amounts of hot glue, I'm going to stick this bit of bottle onto the back of my build. I'll use some more EVA foam just to cover the seam around the, well, where I'm sticking the EVA foam, basically. Kinder eggs are next on my bucket list of things to stick onto this build. I'm just going to chop the lids off. And these are going to be used just to hide those annoying gaps at the back of the build. I cut a little bit of EVA foam out just to make some squares, just to represent eyes. Well, eye sockets, eye holes. I know what I'm talking about. Blimey, 8 minutes and 29 seconds into the build and still no code word. You came this far, so tell me you did by putting this code word in your comment. And the code word is Austin Powers. And the reason why I chose that code word is, well, it'll become clear later on in the build. For now, I'm using the straw from a spray bottle and just chopping little bits down so then I can add as detailing along the piping on the legs. Oh, we forgot about the legs, did we? I do this so then it just looks like, you know, that the piping has been stuck into place by little, I don't know, clamps or something. Take one garden hose, which is actually mine and not the other half's, and chop into two. The more pressing question is, how am I going to wash my car now? That the hose pipe bit is now going to be some sort of jet engine for the back of my build. I cover more gaps at the back with little bits of greeblies. Once that's done, I break out my new set of cheap as chips screwdrivers to dismantle this toy vehicle. Now, taking apart this toy took some time, so talk amongst yourselves, grab a beverage or get snacks. It's okay, I'll edit this out. can come back now. From that toy vehicle, I found these two springs that I'm going to stick there. Some plastic piping that I'm going to stick there. Oh, let's not forget the eyes. And now this build is starting to look like something. Another plastic pipe gets stuck to the top of the build. That's not Peruvian marching powder that I'm sprinkling on the top of the head. That is baking soda. It reinforces the super glue bond. Then more bulkage is added to the back of this build. All these bits that I'm sticking on now came from that toy car that I broke down. Then the final touch is these pipes that came from the toy car that I'm going to stick either side of this build, and it will make it look awesome. Maybe not. Then it was the long, slow process of me adding rivets to the build. And when I say it was a slow process, I mean it was a slow process. At least an hour sticking all these beads to this bloody thing. I persevered, and that is the finished product. It's all ready for priming. Or so I thought. I had to do the mouth, which meant I had to cut down some XPS foam. Instead of giving my build just like metal teeth, I wanted to give it real teeth. There we go. I got these from Amazon, very, very cheap, and I'm going to glue these teeth onto my build just to give it that wonky look. So now people will understand the reference that I've given for my code word, hopefully. I hot glued all the teeth until I was left with the top row. Now it's on to the bottom row. And I don't think that's something you want to be meeting in a dark alley late at night. So there we go, that's it all primed up and ready for the painting. I'm going to keep pretty simple. A bit of tissue, a container lid, and some copper paint. Dry brushing, you dab paint onto your brush and then wipe it all off. I know, bizarre, but it works. Make sure that you haven't got any, well, just a little bit of paint on your brush, and then slowly, lightly brush over it until you start getting a copper colour. Do this for the entire build. No other colours necessary. Well, maybe one or two other colours, but this is the main colour of my build. I just did a couple of light passes all the way around just to highlight certain areas, and then used a bit of silver for the pipes until I'm left with something that looks like this. Remember all those rivets? Oh yes, acrylic pen, and then I go along and dab each top of the rivet with this silver pen just to bring back the colour for the rivets. I'll pick out some details with the acrylic pen while it's still open, and just do that a little bit, little artistic sort of Bob Ross style stuff, just bringing it down slowly until it looks like that. To protect the teeth while painting, I covered them with some drawing gum, which is just like a masking tape but in glue form, obviously, and just peeled it all off to reveal the teeth. And then to add the finishing touches, I got some cotton buds, just pulled them apart a little bit, and then got the spray gun out and sprayed them brown, black, brown, black. I sprayed them brown. No, I sprayed them black. Just to make it look like smoke so that I would stick to the pipes. And that's it. That's my version of Howl's Moving Castle, built from just junk, basically. Glamour shots are next, so all that's left for me to say is thanks very much for stopping by. I appreciate all your support. Please keep liking and subscribing to the channel. It really helps. And until next time, keep scratching that build, everybody. Thanks for watching.